means that we're rolling.
Oh.
And you're here. You're eavesdropping on us. Two chicks that spark the heart. And what was it about the energy?
Something about getting it, baby.
Getting it, baby.
All right, hold on. We haven't done this in a while, so
Get all the giggles out.
if Fitz does not edit out the front end of this, you're going to see us in all our silliness. Okay.
That's okay. Anyways, welcome to Two Chicks That Spark the Heart. We have been talking a lot lately about the fear, the chaos, everything with the weather to the stuff that's going on in business. It seems like everywhere we're going, we're still having those shifts. And you and I also are going through the shifts. And so we support each other. And we realize that when she's up, I'm down. And when I'm down, she's up.
What do you do?
When I'm fearful, she's strong. And anyway, so we started talking about fear and love. And we thought, let's do a little bit of a series on fear and love and also share with you guys on how we kind of move through this. Because I think when there's so many things going on that are uncertain and there's constant shifts, we're bumping.
Yeah, and I'm hearing a lot of fear in some of the environments that I walk in, either with some clients or in some of the communities that I check in with. And what I'm seeing is a tipping over into fear. And we actually had a conversation yesterday about fear mongering, which is a big word, right? It's like a big scary word.
I have probably had to ask her what that meant. I always have to ask her what her words mean.
But at some point, we're going to be talking about ignorance and arrogance. So in my arrogance, I made up a definition. However, I think it's pretty accurate, and that is actually when you have a fear and it's a pronounced fear, and you share that fear with so many around you that they actually pick up on your trigger of fear and they start fearing too.
Yeah, so group think fear. That's what we're talking about.
Group think fear, yeah. And so we actually thought, knowing who we speak to and knowing who you are, and we're at the vanguard, we're at the front of bringing the light without, I don't know how else to say it without saying it that way, but bringing the light. We're at the front of that. How do we kind of nip that in the bud right when we see it, or support others to nip it in the bud and maybe make a shift towards the fear and then back towards the love? Yeah. And that's what we're talking about today.
That makes me think we're both leaders of leaders. Many of you that are listening to this are leaders of leaders. If you're members of the Leading Heart community, that's all about leaders and high performers and role models. And so, you talk about the light. And I was visualizing, if we're going to go through fearful times, uncertainty, where things just keep changing. I can't tell you how many times I've heard in the last 6 months, wow, I never thought that would happen.
Yeah, really.
I'd rather go through it with a flashlight. Yeah. Just like when I was looking through my flashlight for the tornado. I'd rather have the flashlight and have light. I also would rather have people around me that support me. And so that's really what this is about. So we're going to kind of break these into a couple different discussions that we've had over this long 4th of July weekend. And you want to go with the first one on the question?
I actually want to do a point-counterpoint for just a minute. Okay. Yeah. So because I love what you're just saying about having the flashlight and being able to shine the light and have the security. And my question is, what if you don't have a flashlight? What if you don't have a flashlight? Where can you find your own inner light, your own inner safety, your own inner faith that you're in the present moment and this is what's right in front of you and it's okay?
True, and that's what got us talking, because I was like, I need a light. Come on over, and then we started talking about it. Yeah, it really is being able, I would consider not having the light or having one of those days when you get that feeling in your gut and it's moving up to your rib cage and you're just kind of like, oh, this doesn't feel good. I do try to think of it as weather, hoping I can let it pass through like weather. But sometimes I get really snarled up in the fear of the thunderstorm or the tornado or the nuclear bomb. As I have experienced.
Yeah, pick your fear of the day. Yeah.
Right. And so what we thought is we would share how we support each other in kind of getting through this fear. And we're constantly learning. So that's what this eavesdropping show is about. We're not necessarily the experts. Take what resonates with you, toss the rest. It's just that I know that we heal a lot and get strong from it. So we're going to kind of go through it. So which one do you want to go through first? We talked about a lot. Ignorance, arrogance. We talked about the question. Trying to think what else.
Well, how about we set it up? Because we'll probably end up doing a series of these.
Okay.
So as we're taking a look at it, we're talking about two chicks that spark the heart.
Right.
And this is all about the energy.
And spark the energy.
To spark the energy.
Right. The
And
right energy.
what energy do you want to be sparked into? So we actually talked about a couple of different things. You're going to hear a couple of different things in this series that we're doing. One of them is a beautiful dream or vision that Kathy.
Here we go again. In business, they call me Fitz, but she calls me Cass as well. Just call me Hey You.
Hey You.
You're from Chicago. Hey You.
Hey, a beautiful vision that Hey You had. I think it might have not even been a week ago where she was looking at, she was doing some of her own personal work, and she was looking at this, I don't know if it was a hall of mirrors. You could probably explain it. You can explain it better than me. So the mirrors, which we will explain in detail, were the twin mirrors of ignorance and arrogance. We want to talk about that because when we tip over into fear, ignorance and arrogance get activated. And it's really important, especially in the times that we're in right now, to be aware of that and to clean those filters to the best of our ability. And then we also, in this deep weekend of spiritual work that Kathy, the Cass Fitz, hey you, it's a private joke, guys, that Fitz undertook. She also invited herself into an inquiry of about 5 questions that really supported a new view into the energy of love, which is actually really, really powerful. What was the third one we were going to talk about?
I think it was really, and maybe that's what we want to start with, is, and by the way, none of this is rehearsed.
Can you tell?
This is why we call it eavesdropping.
You're eavesdropping.
So bear with us. But I think what we'll do is we'll kind of cut it off right here. Make sure you subscribe. And let's start the very first one just on the fear in love.
Well, let's talk about the subscribe first, because it's important, because we want to continue this conversation.
Yeah, so go to Two Chicks That Spark the Heart, subscribe, click the button at the bottom of this. You can also go to the Leading Heart community and join this membership for free. It is all about advancing your awareness of who you are and how you're moving and expressing your gifts to the world. And it's for leaders and, again, high performers and role models and those who are seeking to. And you can also be part of our VIP circle if you want to do that. But other than that, just go and join. It's free. And you'll get some sprinkles here and there when we do these. And we'll see you on the next video when we actually pull up those 2 words, the F word and the L word. The fear word.